I remember Chuck Colson once saying while we were sitting around a table talking that it alarmed him that at every conference he was given the subject of human depravity. And he was beginning to wonder why it was that he was picked to speak on that subject all the time.
He was the expert.
But Joe, it's the hardest subject to deal with, and yet it's the most real thing in our lives. When you think about it, and although this sounds like a tough statement, if the person listens carefully, it's very accurate. Malcolm Muggeridge, the well-known journalist, said this. He said, human depravity is at once the most empirically verifiable fact, while at the same time the most intellectually resisted. What he meant by that is simply this, that the nature of our corruption of our heart, of every human being, is the most evident thing about us no matter where we go, but at the same time the most strongly resisted fact by the intellect. I remember you saying to me when we talked on the phone, coming from the NFL and then coming to racing, you said it's so different, but the one thing that remains the same is the human heart. But it's not all bad news, as you well know. People resist that diagnosis because they think it's all bad. But it's when you go to a doctor, diagnosis is the most important part of the first step before the treatment is given. So the gospel is the only message, Joe, as you know and I know, that reveals the human heart for what it is and offers the cure as no one else offers. So as tough a subject as it is, I was glad to do it because I realize the answer is as profound as the problem and greater than the problem.